LaMonica McIver, who is actually learning in real time that she's going to be facing 17 years in the slammer because of this. Unbelievable. I mean, again, just look at that video. I know we've been through this before, guys, but like, she's actually like pounding on somebody. Did you see that? Okay, like, let's go back. Did you see that? Did you see that? Did you see that? Boom. Okay, right into the police officer's back. Like, you can't do that, okay? I don't care if you're a member of Congress. I don't care who you are. I mean, this is not acceptable, right? Like, I'm just saying, it's not acceptable. I don't care, LaMonica. You may think you're the hottest thing since God knows what, but it is not acceptable. You cannot act like that, whether you are a congressperson. That's her big thing. Oh my gosh, if they can do this to me, they can do this to you. No. Like, you're a congressperson. If anything, we got to hold you to a higher standard. So now she's asking, as we speak, to have her sentence thrown out. She does not sentence, her indictment. She's going to be sentenced. Probably to 17 years. I don't know if she's going to get the full 17. I think she should, but she probably won't. I'm just being a realist here. She might get something, though. I mean, she might get something. She's trying to fundraise off of this. She's trying to make a big deal out of this politically. She's like, oh, woe is me, woe is me. They're just picking on me because I'm a poor black woman. That's what they see me as a threat because I'm a black woman. No. LaMonica, they see this. And you know what else I see? Alina Habba saw the fact that you weren't willing to actually come to terms and make some kind of agreement like the mayor of Newark, New Jersey did. No. You wanted to double down and say, well, I'm not going to actually admit any wrongdoing. I think what I did was absolutely fine. Well, I mean, if you think what you did was fine, then, well, hey, you got 17 years that you're looking at for real. So she is asking that they throw this out, the indictment out, because, wait for it, because somehow this is akin to the pardons. She thinks she should be pardoned like the J6ers. I mean, first of all, like, there's no legal argument in there, just, you know, for the legal eagles out there, that like actually doesn't fly. The court is not going to look at it that way. The legal standard doesn't work that way. And so Monica doesn't really have a prayer in terms of that. In order for this sort of, theory to fly, she'd have to show both a discriminatory effect as well as a discriminatory purpose. And I think that would be really, really hard. She's pointing at the 160 plus J6 dismissals, but the court does require defendants to be similarly situated, and that's not the case here at all. So she's got a very, very steep hill. She's making the argument anyway, let's face it, guys, because this is a political person, and she's trying to seek some kind of opportunity in all this, which is why she's doing the rounds on MSNBC, who, by the way, hasn't had her on lately. You know, MS Now, as they're now being known, is trying to actually sound like they're more fair. So maybe they don't want to put the likes of LaMonica on all day long. But here she was saying, they're just picking on me because I am a powerful black woman. I'm young, I'm powerful, and they don't want me. They're threatened by me.
Is there something about you that is so threatening or scary to them?
Not that I thought. I mean, I am a young African-American woman from the city of Newark. I love serving people. I don't find myself to be intimidating or dangerous or any of those things that the Justice Department have been saying about me. It's truly unfortunate to be in this situation, but at the same time, it goes back to the political intimidation about this administration. And because I'm speaking out, because I'm doing my job, I think they want to continue to silence leaders and, stop their critics from, speaking out against them. And so they'll go to any extent, especially any extent of cruelty, to make an example. And I am that example now.
And you say to silence you, did the Trump DOJ float or push anything other than going to trial?
I mean, absolutely. The acting U.S. attorney for New Jersey wanted me to admit to something that I did not do. That was not right. That's what she put in her tweet that we saw that night.
But if you had done that, were they saying they would drop the whole thing?
Yes. Yep. That is exactly what she
So that's
said.
a lot. I mean, again, that's a lot of pressure because some people would say, gosh, let somebody else fight this out. You're saying the whole thing could go away if you just said something.
Correct. And I was not doing that. I was not going to waver on that. Like I said, I went to Delaney Hall with my colleagues. We went there for an oversight visit and we didn't do anything wrong. The whole tent situation that took place, DHS and Homeland Security and ICE, they created that, not us. And so absolutely, I was not going to do that.
Excuse me. They gave you an opportunity to make good and you didn't take it. Because why? Because you think that kind of behavior seriously is appropriate? I mean, if you think that's appropriate, then you know what? I don't think you should be a member of Congress, frankly. I think you got to get kicked out of Congress. Here she is doubling down on this recently. Remember, this is what's new in this story. LaMonica McIver, the representative from New Jersey, is demanding that her indictment be dismissed. And she's saying it must be dismissed just the way the J6ers got dismissed. And it's a bizarre legal theory, but she's trying to ride it all the way to the political bank.
A developing story. The Justice Department filed charges Monday against a Democratic member of Congress, Congresswoman LaMonica McIver of New Jersey. DOJ is accusing her now of assaulting and interfering with law enforcement during a confrontation.
I mean, it kind of looks like that to me, right? I mean, we're watching the video together. They get a nice little highlight on the lady in red. What do you think? It looks like she assaulted an officer.
With Homeland Security officers outside an ICE detention center in Newark earlier this month. You're seeing video that we've played before of the moments of the chaos that ensued. The situation first grabbed attention when the mayor of Newark, New Jersey, was arrested on grounds of federal trespassing. That charge has since been dropped. The mayor was on CNN with Abby Phillip last night and spoke about all of this. Listen to this.
I didn't see any of the things that were stated. I didn't see any of those things happen. So I think that the Congresswoman will be vindicated. And the videos are clear. Everybody can see those videos. They'll see the whole thing, and it'll be clear to me, and it'll be clear to her in court.
Speaking up in defense of the Congresswoman, joining me right now is the Congresswoman at the center of this, Congresswoman LaMonica McIver. Thank you, Congresswoman, for being here. The charge is specifically for assaulting, impeding, or interfering with law enforcement. What is your reaction to this charge?
First of all, thank you so much, Kate, for having me, for allowing me to come on for a few seconds today. I think the charges are absurd. You know, it's ridiculous. I was there to do my job along with my other colleagues. We have done this before. This is our obligation to do. It's in our job description to have oversight over a facility. And the entire situation was escalated by ICE. They caused the confrontation. Homeland came and, caused this chaos that we see. It was a very tense situation, but it could have been, easily not happened. They had every opportunity to not allow this to happen. It was very unnecessary. And it just, once again, we were there to do our jobs. And, if I'm going to be charged with a crime for doing my job, it just speaks to, where we're headed in this country and what we're dealing with as leaders and as Congress members, here in this country.
Congresswoman, just specifically on the issue at hand with now that you're facing this charge, I mean, what is the plan today? I mean, are you turning yourself in or showing up in court? I mean, what is your understanding of what happens now?
So we are still trying to get more information on what the next steps are. My attorneys are in contact with the federal courts in New Jersey, in Newark, New Jersey. So we're just waiting on direction. For now, it's business as usual. I'm going to do my job. This week, we all know that Republicans are trying to take away Medicaid and important funding to services that impact the over 800,000 people that I represent in New Jersey and across this nation. And so I'm going to do my job, Kate. That's why I was elected, why the people from New Jersey sent me here. So it's a full day of work for me here on the Capitol.
we just
on Capitol Hill, excuse me.
No, of course, we were just covering it as President Trump is heading into a big meeting
I can't
with
listen
Republicans.
to her anymore. She's just so blatantly irresponsible, and it really becomes kind of disgusting after a while, because this is nothing but an opportune moment for her. And you know how I know that? You know how I know that? Take a look at, so she's trying to get this thing thrown out, right? Simultaneously, let me share with you some new articles that just crossed within the last couple of hours. Well, here's one, for example, in none other than the Rolling Stone. Okay, Rolling Stone magazine, rather. So here she is looking all spiffy. Trump is prosecuting a Democrat congresswoman. Well, you can't do that, right? You can't go, especially because she's black. You definitely can't go after her. Just like you can't go after Lisa Cook, even though she may have committed mortgage fraud. And she's sitting on the board of Federal Reserve Governors. You're not allowed to go after her because, as Hakeem Jeffries said, you know what? She is the first black woman to be on that board. So somehow she's untouchable. Not. And this lady is not untouchable either. So again, this is the big article. Look at the headline. Trump is prosecuting a Democrat congresswoman. She isn't flinching. We know why we're here. We're here to do our jobs. That was just doing her job. A visit to an ICE detention center where she was just doing her job. Guys, I'm curious. Let me just look at your comments. Like, how is that doing your job? You saw what I saw. That is not doing your job. That is being a public nuisance at the least, and at the most, it's assaulting a federal officer. You know what? She's not going to get those charges thrown out. As I said, she doesn't have a legal argument to stand on, so she can go out and do all the interviews she wants in Rolling Stone. And I think, there's another magazine. Oh, Mother Jones, of course. Rolling Stone. Both of them are out simultaneously. LaMonica McIver and the lock her up president. That's what they're saying. I mean, for goodness sakes. It's like, just because... I got to show you this headline. Just because you happen to be a black woman, you are not somehow subjected to the same kind of standards as anybody else in society. I'm sorry, but those days are gone. And you know how I know those days are gone? I know those days are gone because I'm looking at what's going on right now in Washington, D.C., where, by the way, you have a black woman, Muriel Browser, who's sitting there saying, thank you, Donald Trump, for actually coming in and helping us. And she's a Democrat at that. Here's the headline I wanted to show you in Mother Jones, okay? The charges against the New Jersey congresswoman, which scream pretext for political prosecution, are unprecedented in modern U.S. history. Well, you know what else is unprecedented in modern U.S. history? It is unprecedented that you would have a lady who happens to be a representative for the U.S. Congress out there powwowing. I mean, alleged, but I saw the tape and you saw the tape, a federal officer. I mean, that's kind of unprecedented too. Just saying, okay? So we actually have to have some responsibility in this country. This is about accountability. They're all being held accountable. And that's an important thing to remember, right? Accountability is everything. You can't let the LaMonicas of the world get away with this. You can't let the Letitias of the world get away with this. You cannot let the Adam Schiffs of the world get away with this. And you certainly got to take down everybody that was part of Obamagate. And that's what's going on. This is a new era of accountability. And I'm telling you, Tishy Baby, Schiff, Lisa Cook, LaMonica, you guys are all in trouble. And you should be, because you know what? The rules apply to everyone. You don't get a pass just because of who you are. I mean, Byron Donalds, he said this so well. He was on with my friend Maria Bartiromo this morning, and I want to show you how he framed it. He is spot on, okay? This is a new era, and there will be accountability. No more Mr. Nice Guy.
This is accountability. Number one, people who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. And it is crystal clear that Letitia James has been under investigation for quite some time with her mortgage fraud issues. We know Adam Schiff was leaking to the press, leaking classified information, and apparently he has mortgage fraud issues as well. And so what you're going to see out of this administration is everybody's going to be held accountable. The law will be upheld. Justice will be done. There's not going to be a picking and choosing the way it was done under Nancy Pelosi, under Joe Biden and the Democrat Party, where they were just using the Justice Department and the intelligence community to go after their chief political rival. You couple that with the fact that this mortgage fraud case in New York, which was the most silly case we've ever heard in our life, where Letitia James was saying like properties like Mar-a-Lago were worth $15 million. I mean, complete insanity. The right thing was done, that ridiculous judgment was thrown out by the appellate court in New York.
You know, you think about what's happening right now. I'm just look at this list. Okay, you've got a whole bunch of these. You've got, basically, Bill Pulte's very busy. He's working overtime there in D.C. All these alleged mortgage fraud scandals. Adam Schiff, primary residence in Maryland and California. And before you sit there and tell me, like Paul Krugman tried to tell us yesterday on CNN, that somehow this is akin to like cheating on a third grade test. No. This is real. This is real world stuff. And if you're Lisa Cook and you're on the board of the Federal Reserve and you're actually pushing for higher interest rates, which means everybody's going to have to pay more for their mortgage rate. And then you're out there and you're getting a special sweetheart deal trying to claim 2 primary residents. If this is what she in fact did, my gosh, that's a problem. And you certainly can't be doing this. Again, as Adam Schiff allegedly did, senator from California, Letitia James, for goodness sakes, she's the DA, AG, forgive me, from New York. I mean, this is bizarre, not to mention the father thing, which gets kind of Ilhan Omar-esque. Lisa Cook, primary residence in Georgia and Michigan. And then, the lady that likes to suck it to them, LaMonica, out there doing her thing. They're all going to be in trouble because you can't do that anymore. I realize, they're going to try and say, oh, well, we're just getting picked on because we're Democrats, and they got Abby Lowell, who's Abby Lowell, who's making a killing. He's a lawyer that used to work for Hunter Biden, and now he's working for the Biden appointee, Lisa Cook, who just got fired from the Fed. He's actually also working for Letitia James, and we just found out last night he's in negotiations with John Bolton, because John Bolton's in a lot of hot water too, and rightly so, because guess what? He's got an investigation that's carrying on from the Biden years. We're going to talk about this. I'm telling you, make sure you subscribe, share, like, all that good stuff.